Good morning, members and friends of Calvary. It's time once again for your video devotion of the week. Today, we're coming to you from our vacation in Puerto Rico, and so far, so good. Today, it comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 10, and there are two verses in 1 Corinthians 10 that are particularly memorable or well known, and that's in verse number 12. It says, "Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed, lest he fall." And then verse 13, "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, will not suffer you to be tempted above that which you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it." So these two verses are, again, are well known. Don't take pride thinking you're okay, and he that thinketh he standeth, take heed lest he fall. God's going to give us a way to escape. All those things, those are wonderful. But it's always good to know what verses mean in their context. In verse number 10, "Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer." The Apostle Paul is actually preaching a message, and he's referencing back in the book of Numbers with Moses, when the people griped and complained, and God had over 23,000 of them killed because of their murmuring and complaining. And so then the next verse, when it talks about he that thinketh he standeth, take heed lest he fall, that's in direct connection to murmuring and complaining. The next verse, that God will not suffer us to be tempted above that which we are able, is in direct connection to murmuring and complaining. So you put it all together, what the Apostle Paul, and more importantly, what God is saying is, all of us are tempted to complain. All of us are tempted to murmur and gripe. And yet God says that we're not supposed to. The best of us, he that thinketh he standeth, take heed lest he fall. The person who say, "Well, I never complain." There's a good chance you complain. You go, "Well, then we're all just going to complain." No, there's no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. God is faithful. And so this morning, just a challenge, check how much we complain, check how much we murmur, and realize if you're saying, "I never do," there's a good chance he that taketh heed lest he fall. And challenge this morning, God takes it seriously. It is an affront to God. It makes him look bad when his kids complain. God bless.